What does it mean to you to guide someone through life, through more efficient and optimal way of living life? You know, because you do that with the community, you do that, but you did it by authoring the guide, you do it through the Discord community. But what does that mean to you?
That's a very beautiful question. So we can even have this as like the last question before we actually start answering the question from the audience. But Charles, I want to thank you so much just for being here, asking all these great questions. This has been amazing. Like this charged me up, bro. So like I feel even more ecstatic after this. So like I love you. This is awesome. And then after this, guys, if you want to, you can start dropping your questions down below, and Sasha's going to read them. She's going to pull them up the screen, and Charles is going to read them, and we're going to get into audience questions and everything else. So man, what does it mean to guide people through life? It primarily means this: there's a way to live, and there's a way not to live, and it is very apparent. Okay, so there's very obvious things of like how not to live, right? So, um, don't hurt yourself. Don't jump off a building. Don't walk in front of a speeding car or a bus. Those things will stop you from living. Like there's very apparent things. If you do that, you're gone. Okay. So if that's accurate, then the opposite is true. There are very apparent things that will extend your life or give you more life and everything else. So the life guide doesn't really focus on death too much. We don't talk about like the avoiding death guide or like no death or this and that. No, we focus on our North Star. If we focus on life, then that will automatically show us what's not life, the anti-life, right? Which is contraction, death. So there's no such thing as death. There's just not living. This is why healing really isn't the thing. I don't talk too much about healing. I touch on it because it's a very familiar term, but there's things beyond healing. Healing is kind of a myth as well because you don't really heal. You just start living again. And once you live, that's the components of what you're made of. So the sickness, the illness just goes away by default. So it's not a healing, it's just living again. So whenever you live and you live life, you get more of it. So there's these certain steps in the guide that lead people all throughout it to get life from everything that they do. So I show you how to get life from the way you sleep, your relationships, being outside, breathing, eating, stretching, moving, operating with time, and all these other things. So there's ways to get life out of everything that you do. That's why I say there's like 1,000 points in there. Like somebody who says like, "Oh, hey, I read the life guide and I'm done with it," and they got it like 3 days ago. I'm like, no, it will probably take a person well over a year before they can fulfill all the life guide because there's so many things in there. There's literally like 1,000 different things that you appropriate yourself or like attune yourself to where you can extract life. So I'm showing people how to extract life out of every single moment, out of everything that they do. So if it's a matter or a topic of life itself, usually the life guide will cover that thing. And if it's not in there, it's probably showing the irrelevancy of it. So like working out and stuff like that, it's not really in there because you don't need it. Because whenever you go to the gym, you actually give your life to it. That's why it really draws the energy from a lot of people. So the life guide focuses on all these things. So in every moment, every unit, every interaction, every action, you can extract the greatest amount of energy from these things so you keep your vitality. So you're not doing it to stay young or get muscles or just have energy. You're using it so you can live into the divine being that you are. It takes a lot of resources to be divine, right? Like if you're sick and you're in the cancer ward and you're on your deathbed, you probably have low energy. That's probably not as divine as you could be, right? I'm not hating on anybody who might be in that situation. You know, prayers out for them and everything else, but like the person's closer to contraction than they are expansion in a sense, at least in this realm. But whenever you do have all these resources handy and you understand, let's say this: if a deity or a god came into this realm right now, they would know how to utilize every single metric and iota of energy in this realm, and they could create energetic things. They can create energy weapons, energy tools, energy structures and buildings. They could probably direct lightning and freeze lightning in the sky to where it's a permanent artismal in the sky or some sort of like creation from themselves. Like they would have a greater understanding and ability in this very specific realm. But guess what? For that deity to exist and have that comprehension, it would take a great source, a great energetic source to be able to sustain it. A lot of us have had moments of epiphanies and revelations that have led to sparks and bursts of like ideas and like great genius moments. Well, that's the evidence that that's a state that you can operate in And I believe that you can stay in it and never have to come out of it. Well, how do you do that? You do that by gathering and harnessing as much energy as you possibly can from the realm that you live in and the way that you live, maneuver, and operate. And then whenever you can source all of that, you live in this state and you never come out of it. Then you start living divine in day-to-day reality all the time divine, and you never come out of it, all the time divine. Like you just stay in divinity all the time divine. And that's what the life God leads you into, the harmonic state. So when a person's able to source all that energy and have it, they live this expansive creative life to where they may not be like me, to where they go live and talk to people socially, but they rise to such a high state in their life. Their body becomes symmetrical. We've had people have like almost like reconstruction in their skull and everything else from like living this type of way, where they were asymmetrical, now they're symmetrical. Not only me, but other people have grown muscles. Patrick, he was on live the other day. He's grown 15 pounds of muscle since being in this type of life. No working out, no protein powder, no TRT or hormones or anything like that. A person who had Tourette's, he reverses Tourette's, PCOS, PMOS, all the stuff has been reversed because people are just living life. When you live life, you become divine. When you're divine, you're not sick. You're not lethargic. You're not tired. You're not uncreative. You're not damp. You're not wet. You're not dim, but you're brilliant and you illuminate and you shine. It's so obvious. All the world sees it. So I'm bringing people into a greater luminosity within themselves by the way that they live, by showing them these simple steps that they can apply day to day. It's not religious in any manner. You can believe in any religion you want to. It does not matter, because it's literally saying, hey, when you sleep, sleep like this. It's not a prayer. It's not anything like that. When you drink, drink like this. When you eat, eat like this. When you go to the toilet in this angle and do all this other stuff. So it's literally like basic ways to live. When you brush your teeth, brush them like this. And I've had people who were like even in their 60s who were like, dude, no one ever taught me how to brush my teeth. And for the first time in my life, I'm actually brushing my teeth correctly, and I can feel it. I can feel the difference. We've had people who have their teeth regenerate, cavities have filled in, gingivitis has gone, halitosis, and all kinds of stuff. Teeth have regenerated, all kinds of stuff. Eyes have gotten wider. The colors has changed. My eyes are now like bluish. They were green, yellow, and brown before. Now they're like still gray, blue. Hair filled back in, all kinds of stuff just from living life, not just existing or, oh, that's the health path. Because health is a myth too. I don't believe in health. I don't believe in healing. But the thing is, I have healed many illnesses and sicknesses because I don't believe in healing. I understand it's a life issue, and I got them onto life. All their stuff, all their illnesses went away by default. But if a person's trying to heal, they're just treating a symptom. There's a deeper rooted issue. So by following the steps in the guide, they come into a higher proportion of what existence actually is, and they rise, or they ascend into a divine state within themselves. Not calling themselves a god. I'm not even. Who cares? I don't care. It's who cares to be worship? People are fickle anyway. They'll love you one day, hate you the next. Who cares about worship or praise from man? It does not matter. But what I'm saying is their state in their body emits a divine type of emittance or frequency, whatever you want to call it, vibration, whatever. The person radiates divinity. And then in that state is the opulence, wealth, euphoria, blessings, and everything else that they've ever wanted. Everything they've ever wanted is in the harmonic state, because the moment that you're in it, you see the block, you remove it. You see what's holding you back, the limiting belief, the self-sabotage, you know how to readjust it. You see the energy, you know how to keep it, all this other stuff. And everything becomes so obvious. You live life on God mode in an easy way. Like it's the easy God mode, because you have all the codes to reality in the sequencing. So that's what it is for me, at least, to lead people into this life. And it's a very beautiful thing, because like even a woman, like I got this testimony yesterday. A new member of my Discord, she's been on the guide for I think like 2 or 3 weeks or something like that. She's been post-menopausal for 3 years. Okay. She's been post-menopausal for 3 years. So she's been post-menopausal. Okay. Post-menopausal. Got a menstrual cycle back. For the first time in 3 years, she's had her period, because her body has regenerated so much. The post-menopausal woman, she's 56 years old. She came into so much life. She started becoming to where she can be fertile again, or at least to the point where she's having her menstrual cycle, which means there's probably some eggs in there or something's clearing out or something. Because there's so much life that is garnered from this type of life. It makes you so divine that even the impossible is possible. So it's a very honorable thing for myself. It's very beautiful to see it, because we're not trying to get postmenopausal women their menstrual cycles back. It's not the purpose. We're not trying to regrow hair. We're not trying to regrow teeth. We're not trying to claim any sort of healing or anything like that. We're definitely not telling people to fast. So definitely eat. To follow the guide, you have to eat every single day. But what we're doing is bringing people into such a divine alignment by very simple things, day-to-day tasks they can do, like very easy things, that it's literally bringing heaven on earth in their life. And it's an honor to be the one ushering this in for people. All my people in the Discord are winning. Everyone's getting more money, more success, more health, more beauty, better relationships, and they're just living a whole new life that they didn't even know was possible. So for me, it's an honor, and I love it, because this
Thank
to
you
me is
for
what life
answering.
actually is. This people are like, oh, that's crazy. That's unreal. No, this is real life. This is what life always was supposed to be, and I'm glad I found it.